Today's video is going to be different because I'm about to share one of my personal life experience, and for those who encounter and face states of high fear and anxiety, intense anxiety, this is the right video for you. Before we dive in, I want to let you know that I know exactly what you're going through. It seems like a complex situation that seems impossible to escape, but with a lot of effort and patience, you will get there. Believe me, you can overcome this life obstacle. If I did it, so can you. Okay? So, what I'm about to share here is, and what I'm trying to say is that I'm not a psychotherapist. I don't have a degree in this domain. I'm sharing my methods that have worked for me based from 2 years of therapy, RET, rational emotive therapy. And what you will hear will not make you feel any worse. So let's take this out of the way, okay? So English is not my first language. Please be patient and listen because it will help you a lot. So 15 years ago, I began experiencing intense anxiety due to high stress situations. And I started feeling panic attacks, intense anxiety, and all that those feelings related to it, the feeling of lump in my throat, I was paralyzed by fear, the high pulse, ventilation, the feeling of losing control. Am I going down? Am I going up? I was completely blocked by fear. Okay? So sometimes these symptoms would occur frequently, sometimes they would disappear completely. But after 2 or 3 months of experience these conditions, I saw that they kept reappearing, and then I decided to seek professional help. And I reached out to psychotherapists who could help me escape from this condition and get back my normal life like before. That's what I wanted, to get back my life. So what I found out is that 94% of people who suffer from anxiety get cured, but this is the good news. So let's see how the brain works. One, behind every emotion, there is a thought. So behind every state that you feel, there is a thought. For example, let's take a thought like this. Let's say that you won the lottery, okay, and you earned a lot of money. If you thinking like, what if I, what if it would be to win the lottery? Immediately, instantly, you will feel feelings of joy, cheerfulness. You would be thinking, what would I do with this money? I go on trips, I go see the world, travel the whole world. I would buy a nice house or something like that, something that makes you happy. And in a few seconds, you will encounter, you will face with moments of joy, cheerfulness, and you will have a state of well-being. Okay, you'll feel good when you have this thought. On the other hand, if you are seeing someone that fainted on the bus, and this is a high stress situation, and all the people will gather to see what's going on, and your thoughts, if your thoughts immediately are, oh my God, what happened? This is terrible. This is awful. What if something like that would happen to me? What if I faint? Okay? If you have something like that and you tend to take a fear, a normal, if you empathize and you take a regular thought like this and you amplify it, then immediately you would feel very anxious, because what people with anxiety do, they tend to take a normal thought, they tend to take a fear, and they will magnify it and amplify it to the highest level. They tend to catastrophize this thought. So this is anxiety, is a high intense fear that lasts for 2 or 3 hours, maybe days on some people. So you see how two different thoughts triggers two different states, joy and anxiety. So this is what you need to do, to analyze yourself in the first place, to see what are your thoughts, and you have to dispute them. And if this doesn't work and you can't control, the fear is too big, is too, and it overwhelms you, you need to take a pen and paper and write your thoughts. And this is called ABCs. And on A, you can write the activating event, okay, that triggers that state. Someone passed out on the bus or on the subway, or you saw that when you took your in front of you, okay? This is an activating event. On C, you can write the feelings that you feel in that moment. Anxiety, fear, maybe you have a panic attack, something like that should never happen. It's horrible, it's terrible, it's awful, and you feel and you are blocked and you are anxious at that moment. This is what you write at C. On B, you write the exact way that you're feeling. I saw a man that passed out and that he fainted in front of me, and I felt immediately overwhelmed, paralyzed by fear, and this event should not happen. I shouldn't not saw something like that. So you write everything. You uh, liberate yourself. And on B prime, you should write the healthy way of thinking, how you should think so you can feel better. And let's dispute this thought. And you can start out with asking yourself some questions. What would happen if I passed out? What would happen? Probably I will lose consciousness and I will be unable to help myself. And someone probably will notice, people will notice, and maybe someone will try to elevate your legs so the blood will come to your head and to oxygenate your brain. And most likely you will recover. If this does not help and you will not get recovered, people will call 911. Okay, so you start to use your logic, and people will call 911 or 112 if you're in Europe, and medical professional will arrive. They will assist you. Maybe they will insert you with a dose of calcium or something like that. You will go investigate the problem by taking some blood tests and so on. You will get recovered in the end. Then you'll start asking another question. You should debate the, the man in front of me that fainted out in the bus. Did he recover? He recovered. Most of the people recover from a faint, or it's not the end of the world. It's not that serious. And you start decatastrophizing. You start normalizing the situation. You start to use your logic. You have to dispute. Another question. There were situations in my life where I didn't sleep well. I didn't uh, drink water. I was tired. I was at a concert or something like that. Have I fainted? No. So you are stronger than you think you are, and you start using arguments, and you're thinking out loud, and you start to use your logic on B prime. Okay, and then you say something like that. If I drink water and I stay hydrated, and I sleep well, and I do exercise, and I maintain a healthy lifestyle, the probabilities of me passing out or faint are extremely small. And you start repeat. So number two is repetition. You start repeat, you go in a quiet place, something like your room, and you read out loud this ABC 10 minutes per day, because the negative thoughts will be replaced by healthy thoughts, by the new philosophy. You have to give up your nutty ideas that generate anxiety, and you start thinking healthy, and you dispute, and then you will see that the level of anxiety gets decreased, and you repeat this like 2 or 3 weeks until you no longer feel fear anymore. Three, you have to confront with this fear. After the fear gets decreased, and let's say you are afraid to take your blood test because you can faint, because anxious people are so empathic. They get anxiety from empathy, okay? And from catastrophizing the thoughts that they have. That's anxiety. And you go there to the hospital and take the blood test no matter what. You have to confront your fear. But if someone could tell me right now, but I have so much anxiety, I can't control the fear. Okay, but you start taking this habit, ABC, you start dispute, the level of fear decreases, and after that you should control. And maybe this can be very tricky because you have to analyze yourself a bit and see if there is a deeper thought behind this fear. Maybe some of people will say, what if I faint? And what if I don't recover? What if I die? That would be horrible. That would be awful. That would be the end of the world. And then what you'll have to do? You have to normalize the death. You can say something like that. I can't control everything in my life. I can't control it. I eat well, I sleep well, I do exercise, I do everything that I can to stay healthy. But if I die, I die. We all eventually die in the end. But the point is to live as long as we can. That's the whole point. But you start catastrophizing death, you start normalizing, lower the fear, you will not feel panic anymore. And you start repeat until you'll no longer feel that high intensity anxiety. 4, you can talk to someone that you can trust. If you can afford therapy, you can talk to a close friend or to your spouse or to your wife, depending on each case, and you see something there. The fear that I may faint scares the shit out of me. Okay, what should I do in this case? What how do you think? And you start to talk with your wife and see that she can help you. But be careful here because someone might tell you, oh my God, where did I find you? So be careful who you're talking to. 5, go to therapy. Go to therapy because mental health is a serious issue that must be handled with care, okay? So go to a psychotherapist that deals with anxiety, and he knows how to treat people with anxiety. He has good reviews. Don't try to appeal to psychologists that uses unorthodox methods, something like connecting with yourself and so on. No, go to someone that knows what he does and has good reviews. So you dispute, you repeat, you confront, talk to a friend, go to therapy, and you should start reading books. My recommendation is to read How to Control My Anxiety by Dr. Albert Ellis, that is the founder of Rational Emotive Therapy in New York. He's the best in the industry. Well, he died, but it was the best in the industry. And start reading, start to see how things work, how the brain works. And that's it, guys. Don't lose your hope. Try to repeat. Find your shoulds, your must, because people that have anxiety take a preference and they transform it into an imperative. I should take this exam. I must take this exam, otherwise I won't be able to choose my college and it will be terrible, horrible, awful. Well, nothing must happen. It would be preferable, but nothing must happen with certain. You don't have to. You do your best, you learn, you do everything that you can, but nothing must happen the way you want. Just find the shoulds, find the musts in your head and convert them into preferences, because this is another way that anxiety appears. And there are some people that are afraid of fear, and that can be very complicated. So what if I have another panic attack? So what? You start disputing, you go to therapy, you take pills if the situation is very serious, and you start making exercises. You have to maintain a healthy lifestyle. You have to engage in a lot of physical activities. You have to jog, you have to run, you have to play soccer, basketball, or whatever likes you, because the level of cortisol decrease and endorphins appear and you start feeling better. So there are plenty of methods, guys, that can help you defeat this anxiety, and it won't disappear completely. You can control it at some point, and you'll see in time the episodes of anxiety appear very rare, okay? Rare and rare. And this, if you have another fear, this doesn't mean that you have anxiety. No, anxiety will be cured and you will start feeling better and better, okay? So these are my methods. I hope it will help you. I want to help people that are in these conditions because I've been there and I know exactly how it feels. And there is hope, and there are a lot of methods that can work. So until next time, be safe, enjoy life, and I'll see you in the next one.